So, Hare Krishna, dear friends, dear devotees, how are you? Hope you all are good. May Lord Shri Krishna bless us all. May Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bless us all. May Srila Prabhupada bless us all. So, we read till 10th verse of the first chapter, observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And last few verses, we saw Duryodhana ji mentioned various names of the captains, warriors, and heroes of Pandava's army and Kaurava's army. Of course, these names are in mostly, in during Dwapar Yuga. The war of Mahabharata happened in Dwapar Yuga, end of Dwapar Yuga actually. After that, Kali Yuga began. After Parikshit Maharaj, when he was cursed to die. So after that, Kali took complete control of this material world. So it happened in the war of Mahabharata. It happened in the Dwapar Yuga, and Sanskrit during those days was the language of the world. And most of these names, they have very good meaning. Most of these names are in Sanskrit actually. The names of warriors, soldiers, and even places. King of we saw Bahilakas, and all the fighters and warriors, Yuddhan, Virata, Drishtaketu, Drishtadyumna. So they all have very good meanings, All these names are in Sanskrit, and during those days, name ceremony, names and Nam Sanskara, it was mainly performed by Brahmanas and priests, and they were, very capable in seeing the actual, future of the living being or the born baby. Those priests, those brahmanas, they were very qualified in astrological science, in various other science, and by calculation, by making the birth chart of the child, they were able to see how the child will be in future and what are his qualities, what are his qualities with which he is born, and what he will be doing in life, how much he will live. Actually, everything is predestined, and at the time of birth only, by seeing the time of the birth, the place of the birth, the astrological arrangements, the brahmanas and the priest, they are able to calculate the future of the newborn baby and child, and according to his qualities and according to his future destined works, he is given a name by the priest, by the family priest, or by brahmanas. That was the tradition during those days. Now also such traditions are followed in many of the Hindu families, Indian families especially. And so the names were given according to the qualities, according to the guna karma, according to the guna and karma, according to the qualities, according to the work. and according to, of course, other bodily features. If somebody is very beautiful, his name is, if a child, if some signs of, uh, uh, bodily beauty are seen, then even names are given according to that. Names were given according to that. So we are not, at the present moment, we are not very much familiar with these names, but yeah, these names are mentioned so that we all should, and those who are interested in the history, in reading history, knowing history, so these things are, they should know who all heroes. Now people, nowadays also we all know, such and such fight happened, and Jhansi ki Rani, and freedom fighters, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar, people worship them, people adore them. So those who want to know the itihasa, so Bhagavad is also Purana, Mahabharata. Mahabharata, Ramayana are the real history of India and world. And people, if they are interested, those who are interested in knowing the history, they should actually, read and go through and understand. And during those days, values, a wonderful value system was there. The civilization was much more advanced than the present civilization. The present civilization is mostly, the present civilization is motivated and inspired so much towards sense gratification. But in the olden days, the values were different, and people were more or less, they were God conscious. And Kali Yuga, it is said, is a very, very, because in Kali Yuga, the God consciousness is totally, the society is in chaos, and very few people are interested in God consciousness, or, dharma, in knowing, understanding dharma. Unless we understand what is dharma and adharma, how we will move on the path. That's why, the first 25 years of life, earlier it was devoted for understanding well, you know in education, in real education. And children, they used to go to gurukulas, and they used to learn, they used to live there under the shelter of advanced brahmana devotee of the supreme lord. And brahmachari gurukule vasante नीचवत गुरोरहितम. Brahmachari gurukule vasante gurohitam नीचवत. And student lives in the gurukula or in the school. Olden days the schools were like that, and under the shelter of in the shelter of an advanced brahmana or devotee of the supreme lord, and they used to live there like menial servants, Nijvat. And they used to serve the spiritual master, and the spiritual master, being pleased from the such loving service of his students, he used to impart them the spiritual knowledge and other material knowledge as well, to lead the life in a religious way, so that one can finally attain salvation, liberation, and come, one gets free from the bondage of this punarapi janma, punarapi marana. So in the last verse, 10th verse, we saw how Duryodhanji aparyaptam tasmad kam balam bhishma virakshitam Paryaptam Tvaidam Balam Bhima Virakshitam. So we saw how he is comparing the strength of both the parties, and he is very much confident about the collective strength of his own party, his own army, and he is very much confident on Bhishmadeva. So with prayers, let us read the next verse, 11th verse, another very important verse from the first chapter. So small prayer, we will remember Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya and Supreme Lord, and then we will read the following verse. So Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vanchakalptarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So the next verse, Duryodhana ji is speaking. So he is continuing. So in the 11th verse he says, Anyeshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthitah. Anyeshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthitah. Bhishmam eva virakshantu. Bhishmam eva virakshantu. Bhavantah sarva eva hi. Anyeshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthita. Bhishmam eva virakshantu. Bhavantah sarva eva hi. Anyeshu, in the strategic points, cha also, sarveshu, everywhere, yatha bhagam avasthitah. Yatha bhagam avasthitah. Bhishmam, unto grandfather Bhishma, eva, certainly, abhirakshantu, support may be given, bhavantah, all of you, sarve, respectively, eva, certainly, he, and, exactly. Now all of you must give full support to grandfather Bhishma, standing at your respective strategic points in the phalanx of the army. Now all of you must give full support to grandfather Bhishma, standing at your respective strategic points in the phalanx of the army. 1 minute, one call is coming, I think.